Hi, I am Dr. Mahadev Patil, working as Assistant Professor in Bharati Vidyapith's Abhijit Kadam Institute of Management and Social Sciences. I am a facilitator for, for the subject Database Management System of BCA Semester 2. Well, we'll start with the first unit, that is what Introduction of Database Management System. In this unit, we are going to learn the basic introductory part of database management system. What is data, information, processing, file-based approach, the different database schemas, users, architectural part, and the different database languages as well as the interfaces. In this unit, you will learn about data management, data information, and data processing. Data is a collection of facts in raw form that becomes information after processing of data. You can go through any kind of real world entity or real world thing that is to be considered as a data. You go through any kind of information, means what student information, student data. Okay, roll number, employee salary, number of things are there. Okay, you can go for those things considered to be data. Information refers to a processed, organized or summarized data. See, as per in this diagram, you can see, you can go through this picture where a data processed and information will be generated. In this example, suppose I am going to writing here 200, means what 200 doesn't makes any sense here. 200 doesn't make any sense, means what whether 200 is a number or 200 is a money or amount, whatever thing is there, it is very difficult. So that when I am going to put here RS in front of 200, if I'm going to put RS, does it mean that it is a 200 rupees? We can say that. So that we process this 200 by putting RS in front of that, that is called as an information. So that we can easily identify a data and information. Another example, that several applications which is received for a particular job application, means what applications received. We don't know which applications are properly guided or not guided. That kind of thing is considered as a data. And as per the selection criteria, the number of applications are shortlisted. Means what? For a particular job application, there are number of applications are shortlisted. That kind of thing is called as information. Means what? Whatever the job applications are received or collected, that is processed as per the selection criteria is concerned. That kind of thing is called as information. Moving further, we will move to the data processing concept. Data processing is one of the steps in data management. Data management explaining the way data is to be stored in a structured manner and the process or procedure that should be adopted on a regular basis. So that the term related to data management are data modeling, data warehousing, data movement, data administration, and data mining. Data processing means what? How you are going to be processing. For that purpose, certain steps are there, certain methods are there. Those methods we are going to be learned in this subject. Before moving to those management, traditionally we have a file-based approach. Before database systems were introduced, the data in the software systems was maintained previously by using the different kinds of files. There is no concept of database actually. Everything is maintained in the terms of files. The following terms are which are related to a file processing system. Basically, we'll go through the data is provided to a computer in terms of bytes. Anything you are going to be learning is what in terms of bytes. Data and data item is the smallest unit of data that has meaning in the real world. For example, if you go through that employee name, address, employee code, this is what are data items. When you're going to combine all these things together, employee name, address, and employee code, it generates one kind of record. We can say that it is a record of employee, where we are going to be focusing all kinds of employee related information. So that employee itself is one kind of record which having the subfields name, address and the code. Such a collection of such a relevant record, we can say that it is one kind of representation. So that file is nothing but it is a collection of such a number of records, and we are going to be club all these records together in a particular one single entity set. That thing is called as a file. Normally if you go through the traditional files where we are going to be putting all the pages in together format, which are all the pages we are going to make a punching all the files, all the pages together, and we can give a name to that particular file, that this particular file containing information about all the student enrollment or employee information like that. In a file based approach, there are two types of records we are going to be maintaining. One is called as logical records and another is physical records. A logical record is nothing but it is simply a conceptual unit, a logical unit is there, so that how the information can be maintained and it is stored in a database system or in a particular file. Means how you are going to be making logically that this thing is will be maintained on some particular storage medium. Okay, as per the physical record is concerned, it is how a particular file is to be stored in a particular location of a computer system. In a computer system we are going to be saving the file by a particular name. We can, if you are thinking of in data which is in pen drive, then you are going to be copying the data and you are going to be moving somewhere. Okay, and you are going to paste on a computer system. Means what? That is what a physical storage. Then how a physical system can be maintained for storing a files? So that these are the two approaches where we are going to be maintaining the records. Okay, continuing our last point, that we were discussed about the different issues or limitations that can be occurred if you are going to be using the traditional file systems. So that to overcome all kinds of above limitations, we have a system that is called as a DBMS. DBMS is nothing but a database management system. Database management system. It is a software that allows application program means what? It is one kind of software that you are going to be using in mobile devices. The different apps are there. Okay, for example, if you are going to be using Gmail, so that is what an application program. Okay, so the DBMS is like a application program that deals with the data. In that data there are the different field names are there, irrespective of the location of the fields as well as the location of the record is not, as well as the location of the records and a file which is stored on a particular device. So the DBMS integrates all these things together. It integrates all the files into one system. So database management become a more efficient. DBMS provides a centralized control on our operational data is there. Okay, how it will, we are going to be learn all these aspects, all these points in coming lectures. Okay. Now, examples of different management softwares which are available nowadays in market is what Oracle, Access. Okay. Even though you can go through the Microsoft Excel, also one of the DBMS software that we are going to be referring. Okay. So these are the some softwares that we are going to be uh, using in DBMS. Okay. Now, to study more about database systems, we must have knowledge about some information related with the schemas, sub-schemas, state of a database system. These general terms are there. The overall description of database itself is called as a database schema. Means what? I am going to defining an employee. Employee is a database schema where I am going to be storing employee ID, employee name, employee salary. These are the two number of fields are there. So that database schema is nothing but it is an overall description of a database. Okay. For example, if I am going to say that employee. Okay. Employee is what? A database schema where I am going to be storing employee ID, employee name, salary. These are the different components or different fields, we can say that under the employee schema. Okay, it is specified at the time of database is designed and which is not changed frequently actually. Once you define it's okay, no problem. If you want to modify in some stages, then you can go through modification, but not instantly. We are going to be frequently we are not going to be modifying the schemas. The value of a data item that can fit into a framework, such a type of information is included in the database schema. For example, the characteristics of data items means what? Employee ID. If you are thinking of employee ID, then employee ID is what of a number type, it is of character type, or shall it is, we have to specify which kind of value we are going to be storing in employee ID. That is the important point is concerned. How you are going to be putting the relation between employee ID and name and salary? That is one of the difficult aspect is there. Okay, as well as the logical structure, relationship, the format, how we are going to be storing the internal storage structure. That is one of the important aspect. As per the sub schema is concerned, it is a proper subset, or we can say that which is designed to support views belonging to the different classes of users in order to hide or protect the information. Means that sometimes what happened, we don't require to highlight the salary field of an employee. So that in that situation you are going to be design a sub schema which containing only two fields. One is called as employee ID and another is employee name, as per the example is concerned. As this year only we are going to be focusing on these two fields. We are not going to be focusing on salary. We are not going to be focusing on the salary field. So that salary is hidden, or we are going to be hide for temporary purpose, so that we have only two fields. One is called as employee ID and name. That particular point is combined together with the under employee schema. Okay, that thing is called as a sub schema which containing employee ID and name. Okay, as information is inserted, deleted, updated, okay, or any database changes with the time, the collection of data or information stored in a database at a particular moment is called as instance, or we can say that it is a state at which particular time or duration. Okay, or in sometimes it might be required that we are going to be modifying a schema sometimes. Okay, so that at what time you are going to be modifying, or which kind of data is inserted in employee table, employee record, so that that particular thing is called as the state of database system. In last lecture we saw a basic structure, a basic thing about the schema, logical schema. Okay, sub schema, logical schema, and a state means when we are going to be modifying a database. Okay, schema is nothing but it is an overall description of database system. Apart from this, we have the views of data. We have two views. As per the database approach is concerned, we are going to be have two things. One is called as logical and another is physical view of data. Separating the logical and physical structure of data is one of the main feature of database approach. We are going to be dividing which kind of data we are assumed to be a logical one and another is physical one. The term logical refers, it indicates the manner in which a programmer, in which the programmer views, means logical view, how your programmer's point of view, how a programmer can be viewed a database. And as per the physically is concerned, which kind of physical storage medium you are going to be referring for a database system. A logical view of data expresses the way a user thinks. It may be termed as in data model. In we will see this data model in coming lectures, no issue. As per the physical view of data is what, how a physically a data is to be handled, how it can be retrieved, how it can be stored. That actually the storage medium are involved in the physical view of data. So a set of logical constructs that can help describe the structure of database. It may containing a data type. The different constants means that we are going to be applying some conditions. How a particular employee, how employee details can be stored, and how what kind of relation with some other database systems. If you are having two things, two records are there, one containing information about employee and another containing information about department, how you are going to be put a relationship between that. So that is to be referred as a data model. So data model is nothing but it is a pictorial representation. How you are going to be putting a relationship between the different constructs. Okay, different constructs or different systems together. The set of principles that defines the data model may be divided into the following major three parts. One, how you are going to be defining, what kind of manipulation operation you are going to be performing, and integrating data integrity point. A set of principles concerned with how a data is constructed or it is structured. There is a data definition. How you are going to be defining that database system. If you define, then how you are going to be perform the operations. What kind of operation you are going to be performing on a data. As per the data integrity is concerned, it is dealing with determining which state are valid for a databases. Okay. Now before going data models in detail part, we must have some other concepts which are very important as per the database system is concerned. One of the important point is what? Data dictionary. You might be heard about a dictionary point, dictionary word. In dictionary what happened, we are going to be searching some info, some words, or automatically you will get the meaning of that particular words or any kind of phrase you require. If I want to search a document for example, then I'm going to be searching on D alphabet and we will go through that particular thing, and the document information is what is exactly the meaning of document is to be maintained in the dictionary. The same kind of dictionary also available in the database system, that is called as a data dictionary. Data dictionary is can be treated as a special file. Why it is called a special file? Because everything we are going to be storing in data dictionary. It is sometimes called as a log file. Anything means what, from whatever we are going to be doing a routine work, all kind of information we are going to be storing, we are going to be maintaining a diary for example. In that diary I'm going to be storing that today I'm going to do this task. Okay, I'm going to be completing the assignment, I'm going to perform, I'm going to doing the practicals, all those things. So that I'm going to be storing all the information together in one particular diary. So that kind of diary is also considered as a data dictionary, which store the information about the organization. Here organization means that how you are going to be organizing the data, how you are going to be representing a data, how you are going to be structuring a data. That kind of information is stored in the data dictionary, as well as it also contains the information about how a data can be retrieved, or it can be the data usage, we can say that. So that in short we can say that it is this information is sometimes called as a metadata. So that metadata, this is simply two terms, means that it containing the information about data about data, means everything related with the data. It's sometimes called as system catalog. System catalog means what? It is whatever you are going to be performing, or whatever operations you are going to be doing in with your system, all the kind of information is stored in some files. That is what? A system catalog. In a DBMS, a detailed structure and organization of such a file and stored in a system catalog. System catalog and data dictionary You may use both the interchangeably. In some books it is given it is system catalog, and some books it is referred as a data dictionary. So that it is a system catalog is a repository that integrates such a different metadata. We are going to be combining such a different metadata together. Okay, so that we are going to be storing this kind of information in a data dictionary. Okay, since in last lecture we learned the basic concepts about what is data, information, how a data is processed, the database system, file system. Okay, then we moved how a database can be represented. Then we have learned studied some traditional file based approaches and what are the disadvantages are there, and to overcome these limitations or disadvantages we formed a DBMS, that is what simply called as database management system. Okay, so that based on this database management system we have to be maintain some different data dictionaries also. So that considering all these aspects we required a database management system which stores all kind of information at one particular place. Even though we can have a address book in a mobile device, so that address book containing certain fields, for example first name, middle name, last name, mobile, office mobile number, home mobile number, company name, all this kind of information is there. Okay, so that we are going to be storing all kind of information is nothing but it is a, indirectly we can say that it is a database. To hold such things together we require DBMS. As per the example are concerned here, uh, consider a part of saving account, bank account we can say that. In the bank account we are going to be having the information related with your bank account number, IFSC code, the account holder's name. Okay, all the information, so that whenever you are going to be performing any kind of transactions, all the transactions are to be reflected in their databases. Okay, so that we require DBMS in almost all kinds of fields. Even though I am uh, putting the information, I am going to giving some information to you, means what this is one kind of data is also there. Okay, so that to handle this DBMS there are certain users are there. Users means what? I am also the user, you also the user. So that users are very important. Okay.